Rolling? Okay, so here's my attempt at your instructional video, Dad. So here's my loom. Mine's a little different. I don't have any hooks on the sides, and my pins are offset. But I don't think that makes any difference to what you're doing. Just follow the same simple process, and we'll see. Should work the same. So I take my yarn, and I start with just a regular little loop knot here. So I have a little loop to get started. Usually like it a little smaller than that, but it'll work. Okay? And then I just go in and I hook it on. First hole here. And then it's just a back and forth process. And you notice that I'm going around backwards, so they're crossing. At each point. So they're not just a simple loop, but there's actually a cross being made at each one. And these first few are the hardest to get going, for sure. But once you get it going, this process is just the same thing and over again. So we'll get this first one in. And I have these little grooves cut to hold my yarn. Press this first one all the way to the loom. Okay, and now I'm going to come in and I'm going to put my second layer on to get it moving. Okay, and to do this second layer, I've got to go again across each one. You can see how I'm moving around, crossing, around, crossing, around, crossing. So I go by each time. There's a little bitty cross of the yarn. That's what gives you that catch loop thing they're talking about. At least that's what I think. So here's my last one. I mean, on that last one there, like this. Okay. So you can see there's just a little gap in here on all of them. Hopefully that shows up on the camera well enough. So I push this down a little bit, and then I use my nut pick, which has been working best for me, and I take and come over the top on each one and just pick it up. Bottom over the top, bottom over the top, bottom over, and they loosen up right away. So the first one's the hardest, but then the rest of them down the line are loose, and off we go. We get it like this, and we get through. Then I push it down with the back end of the nut pick. Then I turn it around, and I go back and I catch any of them that have two. This first one didn't. So any of them that have two, I pull them over the top, bottom over the top, bottom over the top, bottom over the top, bottom over the top, on and on and on. Okay. All right. So we've got all of them, bottom over the top. Pull it tight here. Now, once this is a little bit, you have it coming out, and you can pull it so that it's tight. To get started, I just make sure that nothing is still catching. Sometimes the yarn will catch on my nails, but just try and gather everything in the middle. Okay? So then I take, and I go back and I grab my yarn again, and I just go around, 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 and around. Oops, catch it there, over the top, and just keep going. This time I only have to do it up once, because I've already got the groundwork. So I just keep going back and forth. I'm taking too wide a turn. Back and forth, back and forth. Again, going around, making sure I'm crossing. I'm all done. Pull it down into there. That's good. Okay, push it down a little bit. And then just pick it over again. One over, one over, one over. And just keep going. And I do this, I'm watching television, you know, taking breaks here and there whenever I need to, and I just keep pulling it over the top. Pull it down, turn the loom around, come back and grab the next piece. I think I might have got a little problem up here, but nothing's going to make any difference because I can fix it on the next round. So on your loom, I just wouldn't use those end pieces if it were me, because of how I know to do it. I wouldn't bother with the pieces that are on each end. I would just leave them alone and not worry about them. Okay? Alright, let's take a look. Let's see, I usually come under here. You might can see that it's starting to gather properly, which is nice. Still not long enough to pull through, but it's coming. So I just make sure everything is not tagged on. Grab it one more time. Here we go again. Over and over, up and over, up and over. And it's just, this is, you know, you use crochet hooks to do this without the loom, but the loom lets you do it without, you know, counting and over and above. There, I'll catch that one I didn't have. So pull that one. Okay, I want to get it just a little bit out so you can see how to pull it through the bottom. So sometimes pushing it down a little bit makes things a little tighter, which isn't bad, but it makes it sometimes a little harder to grab. And I don't know if you'll grab the, you know, what yours grabs with, what kind of tools they provided you with. I just use this one to go across, and that pick works really well. And you can get a rhythm, and sometimes you can get a little bit more of a speed going, but again, it just, you keep going until you have it all. So I push it all down, and it should be getting a little bit now. I can come through a little bit more and pull it. Okay? So you take it again and over and around. Round and round. Just ever so, like I say, you can get a little bit of a rhythm, but it's the same wrapping every time. And that just holds it for me. I come down, press this one a little bit, press this one a little bit, and grab and pull over. And you just want to grab, now that you've got more in there, you want to grab just the bottom piece only. Okay? Don't be grabbing into the middle at all. Just get as close to the bottom of the pin as you can. And that tends to make it easier to do. And you want to be careful not to pull them both off because it will unravel. And you could end up starting over. Had that happen, especially in these beginning ones. We don't have two there yet. So just one, one, one. And it does always slip one because of what it is, but that just makes the sides tighter, so you're good. It's all good. See, that one didn't pull all the way, so I have to go back and catch it all because my yarn caught on the way over. Here, this one didn't catch either, see? So I'll pull it back over. Okay, pull it down. So now I got it to where I can actually get my fingers in now. I can actually get my fingers in and pull it out a little bit. And I just pull it kind of tight, but not too, just to keep it uniform if I can. And you can see it just comes out, and it comes out braided up nice. We'll do one more here and see if that's enough. Pause the video and see where we're at, okay? If I was really good, I'd do fast forward like PJ did in his latest video. I don't know if you saw that. He did one on carving wood spoons. and the simple spoon. And yeah, that guy can carve, man. He got started, and then all of a sudden he went into overdrive. It was pretty cool. He was doing super fast carving. It was rather unique. I did learn some stuff from that video, so if you haven't seen it, it came on a Treeline email. I can certainly forward it to you on some blog he has or something. Turn it around, checking for two, not two on that one, which is fine. You'll always have one, and off you go. It comes around and around and around. Grabbing it, pull it over. Grab it, pull it over. And that is how I loom. Okay? Good. See, now I'm reaching down underneath, and I'm just pulling it. Starts to pull through, and before long you have big old pieces to pull through. And you can see how it's just tightened everything up. Put all my little stitches more towards the middle. And I just double check that before I move on. That's why when I pull it, I look at this top, because I don't want to pull it super tight. I just want to pull it so that these rows, you can see these over stitches I just did, are now heading down and are more towards the middle of the loom. Okay? So I'll do a little more, get a little more out here, and then maybe I'll send you another video and show you how to shut it off. But that's what I do. Okay? Hope that helps.